to Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host, Suttles, and today we'll be recapping the game between the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's get it. Welcome to a Tom Thibodeau type led team. Welcome. If you didn't see him in Chicago, if you didn't see him in Minnesota, this is the kind of game that Tom Thibodeau teams usually play. A very gritty, very grimy, very ugly defensive game. But this is the kind of team that Tom Thibodeau usually coaches. Now, last night was an ugly win. A very ugly win for the New York Knicks. But a win nonetheless. 95-86, they beat the 3-0 Cavaliers, which made them 3-1. But it was very ugly. It was very grimy. It was a defensive game. But let's talk about the real good positives. Julius Randle. Now, a lot of people wanted him out last year because the way that he was performing and the way that he was taking shots and he was just being inefficient. He's come back with a totally different mindset this season. I mean, I was saying in previous videos that I like the way that he is letting the game come to him, the way that he is being very patient, the way that he is getting teammates involved. And today, it showed everything. He showed everything in his arsenal. He scored 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. His first triple-double as a New York Knick. He had his all-around game going on last night. Now, it's still pretty concerning because he did have 9 turnovers, so he almost had a quadruple-double, for real. But at the end of the day, he is playing way better this season, and I feel like that he's looking to take that step to trying to be an all-star, opposed to just scoring when things needed to be done. But kudos to Julius Randle. Congratulations on your first triple-double as a New York Knick. The media, the fans, they're still going to be very harsh on you, but you just got to keep balling. Just keep doing what you're doing because you're going down the right path this season. You're really going down the right path. I really like it. But as for everybody else, it was just defensive. Everybody was dogs. They was basically dogs out there on the court. They held the Cleveland Cavaliers, who came into this game 3-0, as I remind you, but was very hot shooting, and they held them to 21% from the three-point line and 36% of field goals. That is great. That is great. When you hold the opposing team to that low percentage on shooting, you're going to win majority of the games. Now, Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, they have been going off in the past 3 games. They still ended up with around 20 points and 17 points, but Reggie Bullock and the guards and Frank Ntilikina, they really had those guys on lock. And when I'm saying on lock for the NBA, they had them shooting extremely inefficient. They was inefficient all day. They was just great to see. It was just a great thing to see. The Knicks came out, they jumped out to a 16-point lead in the first quarter, and then things began to dwindle down, and the third quarter happened again. The third quarter has been our worst quarter all season, and it was just turnover after turnover after turnover. The Knicks really came through defensively because offensively they had 23 turnovers. Now, they only averaged 16 turnovers for the season, but they had 23 last night. When you have 20 plus turnovers, you usually don't win the game at all. You usually do not win the game, but they was able to muster out a win behind Julius Randle's triple-double. Now, Elfrid Payton, coming off of the 27-point game, he was very iffy this game. He had 14, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, but it was just a real up and down game for him. It was like a roller coaster. You really didn't know what you was going to get from minute to minute, from second to second, from possession to possession. It was just real up and down. Reggie Bullock, as I said, on the defensive end, he played great perimeter defense. He also put in 17 points with 7 rebounds. So he had a very efficient game. especially with Alec Burke out, because Alec Burke was that guy coming off the bench who was giving us the spark for the past 3 games. RJ Barrett, the confidence is not gone, but he's had another poor shooting night, and he was 4 for 15. He only had 12 points, but maybe what I'm seeing more so is just fatigue. And when he's fatigued, he just continues to keep going. Because, like I said, his confidence is not being dropped at all. He still wants to take those shots. He still wants to be very into the game. But at the same time, he has to find different ways to impact the game when you're having poor shooting nights. Because this is the second game within 4 games where it's been extremely poor shooting for RJ. But I feel like when the season continues and when he really gets his win back for the minutes that they have him playing, because now he's playing superstar minutes, like he's playing 40 plus minutes. That's not very, easy to get adjusted to. So I see more so fatigued, but he has to be mentally strong. But once his body catches up with the minutes that he's playing, he'll be fine. Frank again. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Frank. I'm liking it. I'm liking the aggressiveness. I'm liking it. He's still a little hesitant, but he's taking his shots way more fluently. He feels way more confident. I can get behind this Frank Ntilikina staying in New York, giving him the contract if he plays like this. The aggressive nature. That's what we need from Frank, because we already know he's damn good on the defensive end. We need him to be aggressive on the offensive end. We need him to be able to run this team the way that it needs to be ran, and his shot is fluently coming together. I like what I'm seeing from him. I was opposed to keeping Frank. I wanted to get rid of him last year, but since he's changing over that mindset, I still want to see what he's going to do throughout the season, but it's looking good. It's looking good. And as I said, overall, the Knicks have been playing some pretty good ball. Tom Thibodeau got this team playing very good defensively. We also shot 56% from the three-pointer, which that is coming along to be pretty good. I said if we really wanted to compete with the upper echelon, if we really wanted to try to get to the playoffs, we would have to be shooting at least 40 to 45% from the three-point line as a team. And with these wins, we have been shooting over 50%, so that is good. And we've been holding the opposing team to under 30%, so that is also a great way to be looking at it. Now, we are 500. We're on a 2-game win streak. We got Toronto on Thursday. We're going to see what the future holds, but it's looking good, Knicks fans. It's looking real good. And that has been a Subtles recap from Easy 3 Sport Production. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share, because sharing is caring, to help the channel grow. Until next time, I'm out.